Hello, welcome to another Visual Basic tutorial. In this tutorial, I will be showing you how to make a clock in Visual Basic. This is a digital clock, so we're going to start by creating a new project. And I'm just going to call it digital clock. Oops, that's not quite how you spell clock. You know, unless they somehow change the spelling of clock, I'm pretty sure that's not how you spell it. So this will use two dim statements and a couple of if statements, but it's relatively easy. I wouldn't say it's necessarily beginner, more intermediate kind of programming, but you can kind of make this any size you want, really. It doesn't really matter. You can change the form size and all that. I'm not telling you how to do that in this tutorial, obviously, but you do want to add a label to a form. And just do 0 0 colon 0 0. This just gives you a little preview of what the time sort of rough is going to look like. So you just go ahead, change the size. I'm just going to change it to 72 for now so we can see it. Now this is a clock that doesn't have the seconds on, but yeah, this is going to be called, this label will be we'll just call this LBL time. It stands for label time. Just going to quickly save the project. Now you're going to want to add two timers. And they're going to be both enabled and both set to 1000 on the interval. So they're both set to a second. Actually, set the second timer to 2000 interview. Oops. And obviously that want to be enabled. This timer we'll just call clock time, and this one will be called clock display. You can change these names to whatever you want. Again, I'm going to save it. The first timer, what you're going to do is just double click on that, and then before the actual clock time, the timer itself, and just after the public class form, we're going to create a div, two dims, not HTML, come on now. So dim clock hour as string, and dim clock minute as string. Okay, so now I'll say this is going to be the hour here, and this is going to be the minute. So the clock timer, or the first timer, this is where we get the if statement. So if my .computer.clock .local time .hour is less than 10, then. Now, because the way the standard Visual Basic built-in time works is it doesn't have the zero in the actual time itself, so it'll just be displayed it'll just display the number. So say for example, if it's 9 AM, it will just say 9. It will just say 9, and obviously we want to add the zeros in there. So this is what this if statement does. So if my.computer.clock.local time.hour is less than 10, then we want clock hour. I keep doing space for some reason. Clock hour equals, now clock hour is obviously the dim we created up here, 0, this is in speech marks, and my.computer.clock.local time.hour. So you see here, this adds the 0 onto the time. Else if my.computer.clock.local time.hour. Now this is going to be the standard then we're using here the computer clock, local time and hour, is bigger than 9, obviously we don't want the 0, then clock hour equals my dot computer dot clock dot local time dot hour. This is our first lot of if statements done. The second one is similar, apart from we changed from the hour to the minute. So what we can do is we can just copy the first if statement and we go ahead and paste it, but just change the hour to minute. This will do exactly the same thing. The hour, just add the 0 on. Make sure you change this to clock minute. So this will go every second. It's checking every second these if statements are running. Okay, I'll just leave it there for a second, just so you can pause the video and copy down that code if you want to. Okay, now the second timer, I'm going to double click on that, and all you want to do is that label we specify. So mine is called label time dot text equals clock hour and in speech marks colon and clock minute, and it's there. So basically it's just saying the text is going to be the hour, obviously the colon in the middle with the minute. That goes every 2 seconds, so it's not going to be, so it just gives a little bit it's not necessarily as accurate as 1 second, but it's still going to be pretty accurate and just takes some sometimes if you have timers running too quickly at once, it can sometimes crash the program, so it'll just prevent that. So I'm going to go debug it, and hopefully this should work. As you see here, it now says 1:14. So obviously it's now adding the 0. It's now adding the 0, and if this was 9, this would be obviously adding the 0 in as well. So thank you for watching this tutorial. The link to the code will be in the description, so you can copy it from there or go over it. So until the next tutorial, geek out.